at the very start of 2020, I decided to create a realm of a world that me and my friends played on. And this is my story of the realm because obviously everyone else has their own stories, which I'm not sure if they're going to make videos on. So, the world started like around Thanksgiving of 2019. I remember, I think it was a Friday, and my friend Big Boy, we call him Big Boy, I think it was his birthday, and he wanted to play Minecraft. So after school, I decided to start a world. I left multiplayer on, and I just started playing. And eventually he joined, like I predicted, and we played. We spawned in a snow biome, and it was next to a jungle. And I settled at the very edge of the jungle next to this hill, and we basically built some sort of hobbit hole, where it's a long hallway with rooms on each side. And the hallway basically doubled as a storage area. I had my room, which was also the mine. They had their room, and I started a pumpkin farm. Steven, also known as GamerX, joined. I'm not sure if he's going to be making a video on it, and we just all lived there. Eventually, after a while of them continuously asking me to open the world so they can play, I decided that maybe we should turn this into a realm. But we didn't know how to, or I didn't know how to since it was my world. And then eventually David joined. We were having a really fun time playing all as a group, so on the first day of 2020, I decided to turn it into a realm. As soon as I turned it into a realm, I decided that the hobbit hole was getting too crowded and decided to move out. I settled in a lake at the edge of the map that we are giving at the beginning, and I decided to mine a tunnel between the two houses. During one of our adventures, Steven found a stronghold exposed in a ravine next to a village, and the end portal was right underneath the village. But we didn't have enough ender eyes to go into the end, so it was basically a quest for ender eyes. Endermen weren't spawning very frequently. Around that time, I found a zombie villager. I cured him, and I decided to turn him into a librarian. Except that I traded with him when he didn't have mending, so I ended up with a useless villager. And I named him Benjamin. I don't know why. This is the part where things kind of get crazy. I found a village at the very side, right off the map, and I claimed it. And then Big Boy came over and he started taking some wheat, and I said, "No, it's my village. I claimed it." And this started an argument, and I threatened him. He ran away, and then I told everyone on the Discord server that, hey, if Big Boy tells you that I tried to kill him, he's crazy. And that started the factions. I created the Black Eye faction. He created the Communist faction with Steven. David created the Vikings of the North and allied with me. And then some potatoes joined, and I invited them. They decided to join my side of the faction. And then Uriel joined, and he is allied with me. I'm not sure if he has his own faction or he's part of the Black Eye. And then Eli and his brother Timo joined, and I'm not sure if they're their own faction, but I know that they're allied with the Communist. As I was exploring the other side, I ended up finding a village, and it had a clerk. I was able to trade him rotten flesh and everything else until I got to the ender pearls. And that basically meant that we had enough for the end portal. And since the potatoes recently joined, we decided to all team up to kill the ender dragon. The potatoes, I don't think Uriel was there. He wasn't able to make it. Eli wasn't able to go there. Oscar and Steven were, Big Boy and Gamer X. And we fought the ender dragon. I died a few times. They died a few times. One of the potatoes walked off and lost everything that I gave them. We still ended up beating the dragon. So there's a glitch with the ender dragon where the experience basically tunnels straight towards the portal. I jumped for it, so did David. We both ended up falling in. But since I set a bed next to the portal, I was able to jump back in. We were able to collect the egg, and then I gave it to Big Boy, who then gave it to the potato, and the potato was tasked with taking it home. But as soon as I mentioned the elytras, Big Boy, instead of escorting the potato home, decided to come with us, but we didn't have any pearls left to enter the portal. So we were basically just grinding, killing all the Endermen until I eventually found a pearl. I pearled through and immediately started exploring. I did find an end city with one of the floating ships, luckily, and I was able to collect it, and then I ended up dying. Luckily, David was right there. He was able to find it, and he collected all my stuff. I found a mending sword, and I was able to get the elytras plus a dragon head. Oh yeah, the potato got blown up by a creeper, but was able to collect the egg again, and we decided to put it in the middle of a tunnel, which I think I already mentioned, the building of the tunnel. Anyways, I got some shulker boxes, David got some shulker boxes, Oscar was trying to reach us. We ended up leaving before he could get to us for some reason. I forgot why. The egg disappeared, which made me start searching for it. And while searching for it, I found a duplicating machine. Well, I found the shulker boxes first, and they were filled with diamond blocks. And I found the duplicating machine right next to it. The machine was created by Eli, and I soft banned him for like a day and a half. I didn't really want to deal with it, and I just wanted to build an artificial village, which we were talking about. It would be a castle surrounded by village. I stayed at the spot that we were going to build the castle for a few weeks. While building it, I made the main hall. I dug out the area for the dining room. There was a meeting room, and the village, and I managed to get a few zombie villagers. I cured them, and I had a few farmers. They ended up disappearing or killed by Big Boy. We managed to get a mending villager who also traded for Unbreaking 3. And he's the only villager that has survived, as I know of, because I moved out later on. I'm not sure if he's still alive. And there was a few raids. The mending villager, I already mentioned that. The castle we've never finished, is not finished yet. And then Uriel decided to spawn a wither off to the forest next to its base. We all joined in. We had footage of that incident, but I think I deleted it. I probably did. So I don't have any footage. I think Steven might have some. And the wither was off the edge of his base and was flying towards my base, which was in the corner of the map. And then after school, we weren't able to kill it, and no one could join because it said there was a corruption. There was a corruption in the server. So I had to reset the server back. Uriel managed to kill the wither though, and he got a beacon. I found a Siren Head mod. If you don't know what Siren Head is, you should Google it. It's an SCP, I think. It was made by Trevor Henderson. I really liked the Siren Head. And for a while, we had fun with it until it started breaking down doors and killing someone who did not know about it, and we had a meeting about it, where we discussed that Siren Head should be removed, and I reset the world to before the Siren Head was added. Plus, we discussed the method that I and David used to get beacons, which is we spawn the wither in bedrock at the end to kill it. We decided that that's fair game. Duplicating machines were obviously not fair game, and we removed the Siren Head. I also had a horse named Bojack, which was borrowed, quote-unquote, by David, and he left him in the jungle. David went off and searched for him, where sadly Bojack was killed. David also had an obsession for magma blocks the first time he joined, so there's still a few magma blocks out in the world, and he killed one of my dogs using it because I settled on a lake, and my dog got sucked under. Okay, so once we set up a nether portal early on, there was another fortress nearby, luckily, and we decided to explore it, and I think Big Boy created a nether portal somewhere in there, which led to an ocean monument. Well, it was above the ocean. Once you jump off and you find an island, right next to it is an ocean monument. And I managed to find a pirate map, which after the Ender Dragon fight, I gave to David and Oscar to go search for. And I asked them to record, but they didn't. And they both ended up dying and losing all their stuff, so sorry about that. Anyways, we're nearly to present day. I sold my property a few weeks ago to Uriel because I decided to move, but I was still preparing to move and I was trying to find a place to move to. As I was preparing, Oscar was caught duplicating slime balls, and we decided to soft ban him for a day and a half since that's what I did to Eli. There was a hitman also on the server where we decided to have a meeting on Discord, and I set up a few rules. They would request rules and change them by voting on them, and I searched for a good spot to move. I went north. I built a nether portal. I went through the nether portal at David's base. I basically traveled for a while, built another nether portal, and then traveled east until I hit an ocean and a village. I set up base there, went all the way back, grabbed all my stuff plus my elytra, and flew off. And then I couldn't find that spot and ended up landing next to a woodland forest. And I decided to set up camp there, and that's basically where I am now. Just creating new base, and no one knows where I am except for Uriel. He came by to drop off a cactus that I really wanted because I lost it. And I found a pink sheep at the village nearby, so that's good. I'm not sure if the others are gonna make videos or if that's just gonna be uploaded with my channel, my video. I guess we'll figure it out later. I think we're gonna end up creating more videos on the realm. Hopefully. It's kind of fun. Right now, I reset the world for 30 days. Once the 30 days are up, I'm gonna bring it back to the old world and we'll continue the series from there.